I'll never forget watching Creature from Black Lagoon for the first time. I was speechless at how magical, how terrifying, how unique the design of that character was.
It's the greatest find yet. Nothing compares to it.
It was the first time that we had ever seen a monster from head to toe. There was no clothing covering it. It was gills, scales, claws, and it changed me forever.
There he is!
From the beginning, what always stuck in my brain is the idea of how did they do that? I was really lucky. I feel like I'm one of those few people that was able to translate my hobby and my interests into a career. My parents were massive movie buffs. So not only did they take us to every film like Planet of the Apes, but also my grandfather had a Super 8 collection of the original Universal monster movies. So at a very young age, I was brought up loving Frankenstein, the Wolfman, the Mummy, all of that. Originally, I was gonna follow my father's footsteps and become a physician, but I found myself becoming friends with George Romero, who lived 15 minutes away from me in Pittsburgh. I was offered a job as a production assistant on Day of the Dead. I always initially thought, you know, I just want to try it. Maybe I'll just do this one film, go back to college and finish up. I still haven't gone back. I'm still here making monsters and loving every second of it. There was some really unique characterizations of the creature. There was a longing behind him. He was the last of his kind in a swamp, and he comes upon this beautiful woman who he becomes mesmerized with. He really doesn't mean her any harm. He's a lovelorn monster driven by emotion. I think Creature from the Black Lagoon taps into one of our sort of primal fears. What's in the water? What's that thing that you can't see that's just below the surface? And I feel like Creature from the Black Lagoon really was the precursor to Jaws in a way that plays into that same primal fear. A lot has to be said for the design of this particular character. Millicent Patrick was responsible for the design of the creature. You see a lot of images of her sculpting various heads. It wasn't right out of the gate they came upon that final version that we see in the movie. She's one of the first female makeup effects artists that we know of that has such a pivotal and important role in the creation of such an iconic character. Then all of these different artisans, starting with Bud Westmore, they create this suit. The body is sculpted, the molds are made, rubber pieces are created, then those pieces are assembled. It culminates in what we remember and we know of today. When the creature's coming towards Julie Adams on the boat, and the gills are moving, and the eyes look distinctly aquatic. They don't look like human eyes. Two different people portrayed the creature. You have Riku Browning and Ben Chapman, one that portrayed the creature on the land, and then the other one that did all the swimming work. It's not just about putting on a costume. There are movements, there are interpretations of the way that these characters interact with other people that bring them to life. There's so many elements to it that changed the way people looked at creature effects and monsters from that point forward.
No, don't shoot! Don't shoot! Puppy, you might hit Kay!
I think for me, once Julie Adams is grabbed from the boat and you see the creature swimming down to his grotto, first time I saw that, I was mortified because all I could think about was, how did she hold her breath that long? Is she going to survive? He surfaces and he comes up out of the water. Then Richard Carlson chases them. That is my favorite scene in the movie. It's almost impossible to imagine the 12-year-old Greg Nicotero looking through a porthole and seeing what I have been able to accomplish in my life. I think his head would probably explode.